Good morning, Dr. Brad.
Hello again.
Where's your coffee? Yeah, I feel alone if you don't like bring that up here. I mean, we gotta,
Okay.
we gotta, it's like this clinking. There's like
That's
this,
it.
you can't clink because I can't make my
Hmm.
window overlap with
Um,
yours.
hmm.
You go like
Do
this way.
this. We do this.
Which way, which side am
Just
I on?
do that.
Yeah,
Ready? Set,
you
go.
gotta go over a little bit more, the other direction. Go a little bit more. Clink. There we go. That worked. That worked. Oh,
Sound effect is important.
yeah. Anyway, so this is Sunday, April 30th, 2022. We are working on the ternary logic of evolutionary computation, and our goal here is to try to move the is to try to collect a single narrative structure of ternary logic so that we can then allocate it to the Constitution, because we have defined this particular hierarchy 3 or 4 different ways. And it's like, okay, let's just do the step of unifying the first, rather than try to pick and cut and paste and reformat from all these different places, because frankly, I can't hold it all in my head. All right. So again, there's our outline is at the bottom of this, but the first part of it is the ternary logic, the first principles, the methods, the grammar, etc. So we're working on the ternary logic. And yesterday, which I woke up early enough to review our video from yesterday,
Very good.
but of course I got distracted. Oh, shiny object. Uh, so we are I want to revisit what we're trying to accomplish here, so that we understand the scope of what we're trying to do. And then partly this is so that I reload the context in my head so I can think about it clearly again. So we're trying to define evolutionary computation. And there's a physical universe, and it doesn't get simpler than this. There's some
Wait a second.
randomness. It produces a stable relation.
Are you gonna Are you going
I'm going
to
to share. That's really
Oh,
dumb. Brad, why did you tell me not to share the screen?
I'm sorry.
I blame you for all this stuff, and you just don't care.
Sorry.
You're not sorry.
I will tell you a story real quick.
Yeah.
I was in the ER one time with the head of the residency program, and he was an ER doctor. And
Okay.
he had his finger inside the man's chest because he was checking the chest tube placement. And he's got his finger inside the guy's rib cage, and he's spinning it around because he's got to make sure that the hole is clear. And this guy is climbing up the wall like I'm looking for claw marks in the blocks, right? Concrete blocks. And he's spinning it, and it wasn't right. Something was wrong, and he's spinning his finger around, and this guy is just off the wall, unpleasant, right? And here's the ER doctor's like this. Sorry. Just the most obtuse human interaction ever. Because he's saying it just to make you feel better, but
Yes.
it just so doesn't feel better. Sorry. It's all good. Sorry to tell you that story.
I always like, when you get surgery and they put the drain tube in you and you have no idea where it's starting, and they pull it out and you feel it pulled out and you're like, ah! That's the worst feeling ever.
That's creepy.
It's just so creepy. I'm not supposed to feel anything like that in there.
There should be no sensation at all similar to this. It's unparalleled experience. All right.
All right.
Ready to begin.
What's the proper doctor way of doing that instead of just saying I'm sorry?
There is no way to do it.
Yeah, I was gonna go there. I was like, there really
that's the right answer. It's the only answer. It's the only human thing you can say, because you really are not happy you're doing it. You're just sorry. It's the offhanded way that it's said that is the juxtaposition with the emotionality of the person sensing the offense. Yeah, right. It just doesn't match.
You don't do much surgery, do you?
No.
So if you, I'm just kind of impressed by the whole thing of like, I have this necrotic gallbladder and my liver's
Right.
dying. You know, the guy goes in there like through these two little holes,
Yeah,
right? And he makes all this magic happen through with all these tools. And I'm like, dude, I'm pretty fucking impressed.
it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That was I really liked him. The surgeon, I really liked him. He's very confident. But he made fun of me. He says, you know, you really should come in before you almost die.
Yeah, make my job a little easier,
Yeah.
please, next time. Just saying.
All right. So on our screen, we should see ternary logic of evolution computation. So what are my notes here? It's physical universe, randomness. There's a stable relation that's a test. The result is survival, which is successful computation or existence as persistence. This produces together, that's section 1. This produces the ternary logic. This produces the ternary logic, which is noun verb test, which is basically a phrase structure. And we do recombination structure, which is a transformation of state, which is a sentence. And then as a narrative, it turns out to be a story with greater opportunity for additional recombinations, right? Leading to infinite continuous recursive disambiguation.
There should be a section there after computation. Or is that right? Is that the right location? Because it may be after recombination. Because I say that the opportunity is there's a before, during,
During
after.
and after. I'm not sure this is right. This is the explanation. This is the explanation. This is during.
Hmm.
Because this is where we're trying to get across here is logic. This is physics, right?
Right.
So we do have. This is. Well, the problem is, I want to get this in. I'm trying to make sure that I get the language
Yes.
into it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Does make sense. And I'm like, so the logic part doesn't fit in that story, right?
No, and I'm trying to think about, can I remove it?
I'm trying to, it's like a parallel story that's occurring all through there.
Was this the therefore? right? Is it a therefore?
Maybe.
That works.
Yeah. Because it's like this is the computation is the contextualization of the overarching story, right?
Yes.
So it's like this is the literary impression, it's a narrative of the process. It turns into a logical and a grammar.
Right.
And grammars. And
so we just stick with yes, so this is therefore the turn our logic, explain it.
yeah.
Because that's what we're trying to make that happen, right? We're trying to get to this.
Yes.
So the questions probably summarize. So we're trying to say this is like sorry, I'm just gonna be tedious about this bit.
That did something funny.
Did it again.
Okay. There's a Y there that I don't understand where that came from.
Yeah. Hello. Not happening.
What's that mean?
I'm hitting undo and it's not happening. And it should have undone. Do I have anything there? What's in the buffer? Everything. So good. Causality.
Oh,
Give me a second. There is a way to handle this. Where's back to? So we get rid of that now. You go up here. Where does this go? Or strike through? This goes at the top, right?
Hmm.
Right? Is that right? It's increasing? I believe I got that. Citation.
Well, and it's like those are the two choices. Which is, it's interesting to say it's disorganization. It's disorganization. So it's condensing or expanding, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, to me, I modeled it here a minute ago of the diamond, right?
Yes.
So you have the two axes. You have the male and the female axis, which is the combination that's going to occur. The pressure is being applied by those two poles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the opposite axis normal to that is the alignment, and it's positive or negative. So contracting or expanding, condensing or exploding, right?
Condensing or dissipating.
Yeah. So dissipating is like the negative version of it, which is to say go away by whatever means.
Mm-hmm.
And it's anti-capitalization.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yes. Doesn't know anything. Now, we don't want to talk about prediction yet, right?
Right. Yep.
But this hat went until life, right?
That's right.
But do we want to say that there? Or do we want to say that we want to wait? Because you need the order, you need order. You need memory.
But these are emergent properties.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so
So that you don't, yeah.
in other words, do we tell people right now that that's what's going to happen? Or do we just
I
keep
think
talking?
I think I would ride it out because it's like it's introducing increased complications
Right, right,
that don't add value and they distract you from the ternary logic.
right. I think that's right. Where do we do survival up here? We got survival already, right? Where do we got causality calculates potential for increasing power? This is so far my E key isn't bothering me today, Brad. Maybe we fixed the Chrome problem yesterday.
That's good.
All right, growth. This is the same thing, right? This is probably repetitious. I just want to make sure we've answered everything. This is the same thing, right? Yeah, a recombination, right? Right? So pairs of Lego blocks produce, right? Threes of Lego blocks produce, right? It just keeps going. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I just want to think this through with a sketch here.
Mm-hmm.
Waves, particles. Works. Right. Photon. And I get there's a distinction between. Why it's not coming to me.
What's that? Biochemistry and life?
Yeah, but there's a set subset thing here with biomolecules. What I want to get to is this. We got proteins. Proteins. This
Yeah.
is, huh? Why can't I do this right now? I don't, because my head doesn't want to think about it. No, yeah, replicators. Cells. Again, all right.
Organisms, yeah.
Organisms. Right, that's right.
You're breaking it down more than I would, but yeah. And that's okay.
Something here, and I can't. I just can't. It's not coming. So blah 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 blah. Should I?
Amino acids. It's like I regard that as like
That's
these are all biomolecules through to get to cells.
right.
I split it off biochemistry, then life, then sex, then animals.
Problem is we're trying to get to is memory.
Right, and it's like but there's memory. This is interesting because there's memory.
That you're right. This is the point we want to get across. Go ahead.
There's memory in these organisms and cells.
Right. So the thing is, we're moving from potential Alexa in the other room, not the one that's 2 feet away from me or 5 feet away from me. The one that's 20 feet away from me is just answering some question. I don't know what he asked. What we asked. Potential, so predictive. Right, that's what we're trying to figure out.
Right. So there's a okay, so that's like let's just do a series there, okay?
Okay.
So underneath that one, so you have these layers of organizational potential,
Right.
or increasing complexity.
Right.
And so you have to continue with past animals to man and then society, right? Because the issue goes like this. So I don't want to start the next series. There you go. And it goes like this: is like there's no predictive potential. And then there's RNA, DNA memory.
How about there's molecular atomic organization?
Molecular strings.
Molecular strings. Molecular. Go ahead.
Then there's put parenthetically in that one genetics. Just to remind you. Then it's like there's the epigenetics on top of that.
Yep.
And then what?
Go ahead. You're right. You're on the right track.
then you're getting to interesting. Sex doesn't add anything to that, but it just creates a higher rate of recombination. Animals then develop actual memory. Memory and prediction, right?
Right. Memory. So that's choice, right? And then you get prediction. Or it's basically efficiency. It's
And
really
then you get this recursive technical memory, right?
Yeah. Now you have distributed computation, right?
Hmm.
Socialization, cooperation, right? Socialization, cooperation,
Yeah.
reactive cooperation. Cooperation, optional. What do you call it? Conditional. Which is, what is that? Volition, I don't know.
It's voluntary.
Yeah. And you get, now you get another layer of computation. Division of labor.
Yes.
Right. Then you have, instruments.
Hmm.
Right? Something like that.
So ultimately complex, right?
Yeah.
There's okay.
Now where do we move to predictive? Because really it's just, that's what's happening, right? To predictive, to something like the unconscious, what is it?
It has to be behavioral economics in there. So
Yeah,
there's an intuitive function, and there's it's intuitive versus calculated, right?
this is physical.
Hmm.
Oh, it's cognitive, instrumental.
Hmm.
Is that the right way to look at it? Cognitive, right?
There's two ways to predict, right? You're doing a prediction, you're running predictions. There's you're running it by intuition, or you're running it by calculation, right? Simulation.
Calculation, say that again, calculation or simulation? Let me just, it's calculate. Prediction. Which is reaction.
Intuition.
Intuition. Simulation.
I say calculation and simulation.
I think simulation is what auto association does.
Okay.
That's not right. This is auto association.
Yeah.
Did you want to say calculation and computation?
Calculation, right, right. Then you get yeah.
All right.
What a can of worms.
Actually beautiful. I think we should have sex in here. Should we have, because sex is a computational increase.
It can increase the rate.
Should we put it in? Just put it as rate?
Implied in genetics.
Okay, so we put it in here.
It's just it.
But our original thing here was memory, right?
Yes.
We're trying to solve the problem of memory and prediction.
So see, genetics and epigenetics include sex. So the addition of sex, the addition of sex just increases the rate of change and evolutionary potential, but it doesn't change the memory and prediction by itself. The mechanisms of memory and prediction have been in place for a long time in those genetic and epigenetic functions.
Yeah, I'm not debating that. I'm just wondering how should we just add it here?
Yeah, you could say it includes those things.
This will be rate. Right.
Right, because that's the function is, yeah, the potential is created there and the rate is accelerated by sex.
Okay. Right, because social animals can share knowledge.
Right, so that makes me want to go up to the
Go ahead.
1, 2, 3 paragraphs above and add humans after animals. Because you could say social animals before humans, because there are social animals that are not humans.
Memory, reason, computation. That what we're trying to get at?
Yeah.
memory and language.
Yeah.
We don't have to have everything. We should just hit.
No, I'm trying to help you get an outline so that you have something to work with if you want to work with it.
I mean, we can, that's a pretty. Epigenetics, what does that increase? The rate?
But this is interesting because
Go ahead.
epigenetics allows for say we're talking about a genetic string. It has expression potential in the environment, right? The epigenetics allows that to be reactive without changing the base, and it has influence on future generations based on the environmental conditions that the parent went through.
Right.
So it increases
the memory.
rate. What?
It's a form of memory, right?
Yes, but it's not hard coded.
Well, is that right? That's not really true. It's just adapt because most, as far as I know, most epigenetics is that there are n copies of whatever, and you're basically turning, most of the time stuff is turned on and off.
Yes.
And so you're just turning something on or off.
That's right.
Right.
It changes the manner of expression of that sequence based on the environmental reaction to the past.
Right. But that's an increase in computation and time, right?
It gives more potential expressions based on the prediction. It's like based on the memory of the past.
Right.
So
but I don't have to wait. I don't have to die to make that change, right?
No, it's
I only have to reproduce.
That's right. And then that will carry forward as a memory of what happened in the lifetime of your parents.
Yes.
So it's reactive and reflective.
Reactive and reflective.
It's a presumed similarity, right? You're adapting to an environment and you're presuming that the future environment is going to be like the environment my parents came from.
Right. But what does it do to memory, prediction, and evolutionary computation?
Right. So
it's a net effect of changing the rate.
It makes the organism naturally more adaptive.
So rate and cost? Yeah, well, that's okay. So you're saying there's a difference between testing and adapting.
Right.
Right, because this is just testing. Right? That's testing. Right. This is we know this works.
Those worked.
This is random and non-random.
Right.
Oh.
Which is causal adaptation. Yeah, non-random. Right. That's right.
It's a great disambiguation. . This need to be there. I don't think that helps. I think it confuses. Cause you're,
Okay, that's because it's yeah, it's
it's
just
already there. You already talked about it.
implied. Yeah.
What neurological memory.
Yeah, there you go. So what yeah, this is good because this makes the series this makes the series like a technical series,
Yes.
increasing technology of the universe for the purpose of memory.
I lost it again.
Pardon me?
Yeah, just missed another E there. We got it.
I'm gonna say something about that crumb.
Ah, damn it. That was my fault. Hit the X twice by accident.
That's frightening.
That turns out to be a really bad thing.
What is?
I just figured out what's going on is that clearing the buffer. So I'm losing it. This was all we had there, right?
Okay.
I was gonna take. This is gonna take Please be really careful about the double X's.
The double.
Well, if I hit cut twice, the second cut cuts the whole fucking thing,
Oh.
but I lose whatever I cut first.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sure, that's a bug they don't know about. This hierarchy. What?
Okay. That's the first one is a hierarchy of organization. Or complexity.
this is the thing, right? Physical world, it can't fucking choose. It's random, right?
Right?
So that's before us, that's below us, right? Then there's what we can choose.
Okay.
And then how do we categorize this? This is shit that happens because it's indirect. What does that mean? How do we frame that? It's random, it's by our choice, and it's by a consequence of our cooperation.
Evolutionary.
Consequence?
It's evolutionary computation. That's where you were trying to go, right?
Do we need this anymore? This doesn't matter, right?
No.
Nouns and verbs. Verbs.
That's quite interesting.
Right? That's the answer.
That's it. So this will be the spectrum of memory and prediction, right? It's a spectrum.
This one?
Yeah, it's a spectrum. It's like a power spectrum, right? And the hierarchy of organization is really a hierarchy of complexity. It's like, does that make sense?
Like that?
About power spectrum of computation of memory and prediction. Just I'm spitballing it. Because it's like these that is the output, is the variation in the rates of evolutionary development given the cumulative effect of this series operating generates this outcome.
Okay.
That's a fascinating equation right there.
Gorgeous. State transition consequence. That's actually the consequence.
Yes. I want it to be separated because that's the output.
You want that, sorry.
So you have this series, right?
Uh-huh.
Operating at all levels or operating at some levels that generates variations in the rate of development, which is the sum of that entire series.
Yeah.
For every scale of at every scale of complexity.
Could be here. I'll just do it this way. So whole thing is net. It's the net. Ratio of energy capture. I don't know, dude. Is that pretty good?
Pretty good. It doesn't look very readable though. Does that make sense?
Well, we can make it. We can. We're supposed to be writing truths, right?
Okay.
Two different things.
Okay.
I mean, it's more readable than the fucking tome we were going to publish.
Yeah.
Where does this go?
Well, what?
Go ahead.
What are you looking at?
This stuff we just wrote.
Okay.
Where does this go?
Okay.
In other words, do we?
I'd say I'd like put it after. Then I would put it after the ternary logic. Or be either ways.
This is where. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, this is where it goes because we're getting increasingly abstract, right?
Yes.
But we say, here's the nut of how it works. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we set out the basic rules. Said here is the hierarchy, for example. And this is the increase in computational power. And this is what we're trying to get to, right?
Right.
Might prefer to go this. Yeah. Let's just do this. All right, we just do it that. And
Yeah. So now I want to change power spectrum into scale. It's a scale of computation, right?
Yep. This is where we get decidability, which is survival. Which is decidability. False.
Which is this funny thing right there. I was working on this today, which was confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is you have to have confidence in order to act, right?
Yep.
And so the confidence is you get the confidence here, which is the decidability.
Right. I love that you're using that term. So, I'd just say, you said decidability
Mm-hmm.
provides confidence. Is that what you're saying? How would you phrase it?
That decidability that from the computation from this memory and predictive scale set, you derive this, you get your confidence in the prediction, and that's your decidability. That's for the question, whatever the question is. Otherwise you can't act. That's but there's a relationship between confidence is derived from decidability. Does that make sense? Does not properly formed, I think.
No, I'm giving it a shot here.
Where are you at?
I'm on Twitter. I'm just
Oh,
what'll happen is you feed the team something like that, and they'll
they'll knock it out.
they'll figure out how to say
it. Watch them.
Yeah,
It's
get rid of the guys. It's like throwing dogs fucking pig ears to chew on. They love that stuff. Sorry. Most ridiculous thing I could think of.
It was way on the list.
I can't figure out could this one be? I know I want this, but I don't know where to put it.
What is it?
These categories: physical,
Hmm.
B.
Yeah.
All right, I want cognitive, predictive, and instrumental. Right. I think I can put it up here if I do that. Okay.
What a strange thing.
Uh,
It's this crazy thing that this section is universal in functionality and predictive and descriptive, which is just a strange that it can be even done. And only take a couple pages.
Yeah, it's like a lot of stuff we do. It's kind of creepy when you realize how simple everything is.
It's just so goofy.
It's like, I'm not one of those people that believe life is a simulation or that stupid shit. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. Here's what it is. When I say, we've been teasing each other, or you've been teasing me about this forever, right? Which is, I say it's humiliating, and you say it's just humbling. Well, it's humiliating in the face of human vanity. Does it make sense? I think that's what I mean. I mean, the human. It's just when you look at it, it's this simple. We're so vain about how awesome we are. Yet the reality is that it's it's really kind of simple.
I know, but so this is this is where we go. This is the enemy. This is the conversation I'm having today. Twitter feed, which is the enemy is attempting to run a simulation.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that the enemy.
Write that down.
Yeah, I see it. And we're not. We're running reality, and it's like that's the difference, and it's like that's the conflict at work here.
Uh,
Their simulation is not reality based,
yes, well,
and it's at our expense.
should I put at our expense? Oh,
I think you should. That is, it's being run at our expense. It's an existential conflict, you know?
mhm. So just go with red. This is the therefore, right? What's the therefore? This is the therefore. Oops.
There you go.
That's just 2/6 is fine.
Go back up to that quote, if you will. The issue is this. The simplicity of the universe is humbling on one hand, but humiliating in the face of human vanity. The human vanity that we're conflicted with, the enemy is running on hubris, and they will not be humbled. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Their vanity exceeds the their egocentric narcissism or something, right? It's like,
How did you just finish that? Vanity, hubris, what?
They will not be humbled by the universe.
Is that right? Any existence, so just leave it just like that.
Either way,
I have to paste this because I forgot what I copied. Hold on.
my apologies.
Oh, sorry.
You pulled it from down below.
It's emergence. We've redefined evolution here.
How so?
We've redefined evolution as
Hmm.
it's the problem I've always had with evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Is that, yeah, we evolved alligators, right? I mean, and crocodiles.
Yeah.
They were first, but they're stuck. Bears look like they're stuck.
Everything looks stuck to something as elegantly adaptive as a human being.
I mean, how is the bacteria are stuck in monocellular.
But it's like it just looks stuck because they operate at such a different clock speed than you do. They don't notice time. So it's like this.
There's a really important insight in there.
If it takes 1 billion years, the bacteria doesn't give a shit. And it will take 1 billion years and it will make something with legs eventually, right?
Is there a trade-off? Is there a trade-off between evolutionary complexity and time? Well, we have more adaptation in time, but
Yes.
we're more fragile. We're more fragile than other
Yes.
creatures.
But they're working with way less. If you look at them, go back to that the scale of computation.
Yeah.
They're operating at without even a nervous system, some of them, right? Even without sex. So they are using half the tools. So they're like they're going to be operating with rates of adaptation that are exponentially less than something as complex as a human being.
So in shorter time. So it's increases in complexity, opportunity across niches and transform more into a capital doing so. That's getting way closer to the greatest return in the shortest time with the least effort,
Mm-hmm.
or at the lowest risk with the greatest certainty.
Mm-hmm.
Getting very close. Yeah, that's what it is, because we don't define evolution very well. Because we're trying, it's a fucking relativism. And
Okay.
this war on Darwin is unbelievable.
Okay, you let it tell me what that means.
This is how organisms, this is how brains
Yes.
determine action, the choice.
Confidence.
No, it's just how choices do it. This is how choices are.
Hmm.
All right, nervous systems do this, all of them. The
Yes.
best ability, the greatest return in the shortest time with least effort, the lowest risk with the greatest degree of certainty. It's just economics, right? It's a statement of behavioral health.
Wait. This is good because it's yeah. Yes.
And so the problem is that most people, the people forget here. Or selecting. That's all nerves do.
Yes.
Everything else just fulfills that equation. So what we're saying is evolution is the same equation. So
I know. It's because it's fix your moment there, okay? Second line. The social scale is nervous systems in aggregate.
At the social scale.
Economics, so behavioral economics is nervous systems colluding together within the construct of behavioral economics.
Not close to what you were saying. I feel like I'm missing something.
It's within the construct of behavioral economics. There you go. Yep. Which I want to make a point here. So if we talked about it a minute ago, which was alignment in the construct of the ternary logic. So there's accumulation, which is positive cooperative behavior in a civil fashion. And then you just mentioned war, which is entropic, negative function. And you clearly laid it out right there in that social scale part. War is just negative, going negative.
Hold on, I'm running with you. And war can be calculative, right?
It's a existential question, right? And the question is a negative it's a contest, and it is.
No, it's just selection on a greater scale.
Yes.
Right? And the problem is that's just as we have, what do we call it, in selection, direct selection, called instrumental. So what it goes, external instruments of institutions of cooperation. So you got external. That's a war is a computation.
Yes. It's I would go back further up the hill there because it's the
It goes here.
one more up. Yeah. It's a disambiguation into entropy or negative entropy. And it's entropic disambiguation.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I'm not sure where to put that.
Oh,
I think what we're gonna do is, where are we gonna put the triangle? I was trying to just get through this list.
okay.
Place.
That's
And
good.
No, but that was, what we just did was awesome. So, because we want to do the triangle, right?
Yeah.
That's here. Right, the triangle goes here,
Okay.
right? We have to cover the ternary logic. And so we got the language structure. So we need the we need the true with the undecidable. That's true. The collapse. God damn it. Collapse. Of the I don't know, disorder. Collapse. Right, order. Order. Where? The conflict versus cooperation. Yeah, we just have the turnaround. I'm gonna just leave this. I'm not gonna do the triangle here. All right. And the result is, I'm trying to figure out what's the hierarchy to explain this from. So we want to build the hierarchy, which is the triangles, right? The hierarchy. Right, that's what we want to do. Right, for the trifunctional, right? And then we want to go through.
Right.
And we want to go through and just illustrate them.
Okay.
How are we doing on time? I think we're probably close to
10:50. So that's we're at pushing 3 hours.
yeah, we probably should give it a cut here. Boy, we did good work today. I want to play some. I want to see if I usually say this, then I eat something and I run out of gas. But I really want to try to write this.
Very good.
Did we do good work today?
I'm pleased. I got some good insights out of this.
We got this all there, right?
We did it's amazing just how much work it is. But it's very parsimonious in its function.
I'm pretty happy. I just love when we're doing good work, especially when I feel good. I just want to keep going, but I'm actually kind of hungry. And I don't want to overuse our time.
Right.
All right. So I hope if those of you sat through this,
You're right. You get a feather in your hat.
I'm amazed, but I hope you got something out of it. I think this episode is why we say it looks like English, but it's really math. It's actually more like programming. But anyway, I hope if you tolerated this, you enjoyed it. This is not a chat, right? This is a working session. So, Jesus, Brad, it's like I want to do more. Let's do more tomorrow. Let's do more. I mean, I need to be able to walk across the hall and say, Brad, what's this question?
Okay.
I mean,
We'll work on that.
I'm just loving you, man. That's all it is. Doesn't mean
Appreciate it.
So like, subscribe, ring the bell, leave comments, and if you sat through this, you get a gold star. So just let me know that you
I
sat
keep
through
them.
it.
I have gold stars right here. I'm going to show them to the audience. I keep them right here for myself.
That's awesome.
Just because it
All
always
right.
happens.
Love you,
Thanks.
man. Thank you for today. This is great. Yesterday was great too.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.